May had an explosion of cozy game releases. Hi, I'm Nikki, and this is the Cozy Cove. I ended up playing 14 brand new games and 2 backlog games. We also continued our Persona Sundays on stream, where we're doing a full playthrough of Persona 5 Royale. This is going to be a long one, so let's dive in. The first game released in May was Despelote. I was originally really excited to check this game out because it is set in modern day Quito, Ecuador. If you've been around the Cozy Cove, you know I'm part Ecuadorian. Despelote follows Julian, an 8-year-old boy in 2001 when Ecuadorian soccer was on the cusp of entering the FIFA World Cup for the first time ever. My favorite thing about Despelote was how immersive the world is. While the art style hurt my eyes and prevented me from playing longer sessions, the music and background characters talking amongst themselves brought me right back to my great aunt's house when a lot of my family would gather. It was such a wonderful sense memory that I thought had been long forgotten. The authenticity they added to the game almost had me in tears. Overall, Despelote fell flat for me as I couldn't play long without getting a headache, and I don't love first-person games. The soccer theme and story were not enough to keep me engaged. Need a new cozy murder mystery? Best Served Cold is a visual novel set in an alternate world Prohibition era. You play as a bartender working with a detective to solve the recent string of speakeasy murders. Think coffee talk, but mixing cocktails and finding a murderer. The aesthetic of this game immediately drew me in. I love the Roaring Twenties, so a murder mystery game set in a similar setting was an instant play for me. I won't get into the plot as it is a mystery game, but there are multiple cases to solve and many people to meet. I love the characters and their stories. It was a lot of fun mixing drinks and getting people to spill their secrets. Think you can solve the mystery with your mixology skills? This was one of my highly anticipated games releasing in May. In Little Sim World, you make your little and begin your new life in Little London. This game is an adorable life sim that could possibly rival The Sims. There are quests you can complete while helping your little live their best life. Little Sim World did release into early access, so I won't be too harsh on it. Unfortunately, I didn't fall in love with it like I expected to, but it's cute and it's frequently being updated. I will check back in with Little Sim World later this year and see how it improves. Another game I was excited for and even backed on Kickstarter was 2 Pixelia. 2 Pixelia is another life sim like Little Sim World, but pixelated and more chaotic. Head to Pixelia and start your new life by moving into a gross-looking apartment. Get a job, find your dream, and even get into fights? This game is so chaotic, and the open world is huge. I played this game on and off since I received my alpha access, but I never quite got into it. I found myself far too overwhelmed and felt like I needed more hand-holding, which I normally hate in games. I'll have to add 2 Pixelia to my backlog of try again later games. One of the most anticipated games and biggest disappointments of the year so far. Pixelshire is supposed to be a cozy farming life sim with terraforming that we thought would rival Animal Crossing. We were all wrong. Instead, we got 2 10-day seasons and not even the best farming sim seasons. They ended up with a mostly negative review on Steam. They've since been addressing the issues, but the fact that they decided against releasing an early access in order to perfect the game and then release it in the state that they did leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Next is an unexpected early access gem. Hotel Architect is a hotel management sim where you build and manage hotels across the globe. In story mode, you begin at the tutorial hotel and complete quests to earn stars. As you improve your hotel and complete quests, you will unlock new hotels in new countries. The recent update added New York to the list of hotel locations. I didn't expect to love Hotel Architect as much as I did. I ended up playing it on stream until 1 a.m. and accidentally killed a guest on my second stream. Rest in peace, Miss Honey. If you're a fan of The Sims and management games, I highly recommend picking up Hotel Architect. Anyone who's been around the Cozy Cove knows I love Duck Detective so much that I even predicted it would end up being a series. I was ecstatic when the second game was announced. Duck Detective is a hilarious detective game. Play as Eugene McQuacklin as he quacks another case. This time, he and Freddy are off to a haunted campsite. While this is a sequel, the 2 games are also standalones. Duck Detective is short but very sweet. I finished the entire game in 1 stream. I cannot wait for the 3rd game. Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, definitely stole my time, and a lot of it. This game is a JRPG with adorable little characters. Even the enemies are cute. Fight, craft, and gather to save the world. What does this mean? Well, you can choose from 16 different lives and switch between them throughout the game. Feel like fishing? Switch to the angler life. Want to take down some monsters? Choose mage, paladin, mercenary, or hunter. There are so many options and cute mini games for each life. Fantasy Life joined my list of 25 games to complete this year, and it took me a little over 35 hours to finish the story. I absolutely fell in love with this game. I'm currently planning a villager hunting stream, and I did a first look on my channel, so check it out if you're unsure if Fantasy Life is for you. Preserve is a relaxing puzzle game similar to Dwarf Romantic. In Preserve, you can build entire ecosystems with various nature-based tiles. Choose from 4 different biomes and solve the puzzles. I loved bringing the animal life back to the environments. If you want a cozier experience, the game also has a sandbox mode. Let your creativity fly. Build any biome your way. The big miss for me with Preserve was the lack of nature sounds. It's a nature-based game. Sound effects should have been triggered by adding animals or building water features. There were occasional sounds, but most of the game was quiet. Link's Banner of the Spark has become my new cozier Hades, and not because I'm part of their partner program. I fell in love with roguelikes after playing Hades, and Linked gives me that one more run feeling. Now, you might be asking how any of this is cozy. While Linked does have a roguelite portion of the game, there is a cozy mode for easier combat. Linked also has a cozy village home base, and it's your job to build it up, which is similar to Animal Crossing games. I absolutely loved looking for the biddy bots around town. If all that wasn't enough to convince you to try Linked, you can also play in co-op with up to 3 friends. To a T is an adorably quirky adventure game where you play as a teenager who is shaped like a T. Yep, you heard me correctly. This game plays out in different episodes, and it made me feel like I was watching a child's television show. Each episode actually had an opening and ending theme song. It got extremely annoying by episode 3. I feel like this game was made for kids, but I honestly don't know. It was a miss for me. The last 3 new games I didn't play enough to fairly judge, and those games are Tales of Seku, Seeds of Calamity, and Cattle Country. Funnily enough, I was dying to play all 3 of these games, but time got the better of me. From what I played, I did enjoy Tales of Seku and Seeds of Calamity a lot. I definitely need to play more of both. I did run into a new bug when playing Seeds of Calamity that I believe they have since patched. I only played a couple of days in Cattle Country, so I will be adding it to my try again later list. Oh my god, I have no idea where to start with this title. 1000 Times Resist is such a trip. I ended up playing it all the way home from PAX East. It's a game that needs to be experienced, as any description would spoil the gameplay. 1000 Times Resist is a thrilling sci-fi adventure with more twists and turns than anyone can handle. While not cozy, I love any game with a good story, and this one immediately hooked me. I was confused for most of the game, but in a good way? 1000 Times Resist even won Best Narrative at the Indie Game Awards last year. Check out the Steam page and see if 1000 Times Resist is for you. I never thought I would like Story of Seasons after hating A Wonderful Life. Luckily, I was wrong. I got to play the Bazaar demo of the upcoming Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar at PAX and loved it so much that I immediately tried out Pioneers of Olivetown and Friends of Mineral Town. I've heard people hate on Pioneers of Olivetown, and I don't get it. I absolutely fell in love. Like any Story of Seasons game, you play as a farmer, but in this version, the mayor needs your help restoring the town. I loved talking to the characters and seeing the changes in town as I completed quests. I'm excited to see what happens next. I sank in 15 hours, and it feels like I've barely scratched the surface. I played a lot of games in May. Did you play any of these games? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for diving in. Please remember to like the video before you swim away. I'll see you all next time.